guys, welcome back. I am Tanisha and this is Nina Budgets. On today's video, we are going to be doing a cash stuffing for January paycheck number 5 and paycheck number 3 for myself. My husband gets paid every week. I get paid every 2 weeks bi-weekly. So this is my 3rd paycheck and then his 5th paycheck. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We are having a little bit of changes. We have to pivot a little bit with how we're stuffing. Complete transparency, my son was laid off of his job, and of course I'm gonna always support my kids whenever I can. So after being laid off for a little bit, he needs a little bit of help, and so we are going to be tucking money away for that to help him. So we're going to pivot a little bit. Instead of putting some money in our savings challenges, in my 100 envelope, the money that we would have put in there and the money that we would have put in like some of our sinking funds, we're just going to tuck that away so that we can see what this looks like while we help our son for these next 2 months. So yeah, so let's go ahead and get the money counted and let's get started. I do got my planning sheet to the side. Not very much going on here, but just enough for what we need, right? So let's get started. We'll get a quick count and we'll see how much money we got here. Okay, so we have $2,915. And so we're going to go ahead and stuff. Let's go ahead and go into my high priority binder because we don't have much to go and stuff in here. And I would like to just go ahead and get that out of the way. We're only going to be stuffing 2 envelopes out of here. And so we're going to go back to Christmas. Christmas is going to get its $50. And so we're just going to color in this $40 right here. This tracker I received in a giveaway, but this tracker is from Angie's Finance. So we're going to add 50 into Christmas. So for Christmas, we have 51, 52, 250. And yeah, so I was going back and forth on like, okay, this is a magic month. Do I just want to not stuff my bills for March since all the February bills are done? And do I just want to use what I would have stuffed for the February bills to help him out? You know, I mean, not February, I meant March bills to help him out. So, you know, I don't know. We're going to just do what we originally had in mind and we're going to stick to that and stuff our bills for March. But yeah, so this will just be for 2 months, so we'll see. But anyway, we're gonna add extra $50 into extra debt. We are still gonna make sure we put that up each week because we still want to put that extra payment on our principal. So we're going to, this is a tracker that I actually purchased from, I have to think of her name, the Orderly Mom. I purchased this from her, and this is just a long-term savings, and I'm using this tracker for our extra debt payment towards our principal. So each of these icons are going to be $50. So we're going to go ahead and color in one today. And I'll just color in the little bow. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and add that $50 in here today. All right, so total we have 50, 100, 50, 200, 50, 350. I don't think I added the 50 in already. Yeah. I don't think that I did. So if I did, I'll see it when I go and look at the video, but I don't think that I did. All right, and that is going to be it. There were stuffing in here. So that's going to be it for our high priority binder. So we're going to go ahead and go into our bills binder. And like I said, all of our February bills, that money is already in the bank. So we're stuffing for March, for the first half of March's bills with this paycheck. That's one of the things that I like about the Magic Month. You can use that to kind of get you ahead. Whether it's you're working on being 1 month ahead or whatever the case may be, you can definitely use that to help you get to that goal. So since that's something that we're wanting to consistently do, we're going to go ahead and just stick with that for now. And like I said, if we have to adjust or pivot after we kind of see what these unemployment checks look like for my son, we'll just adjust as we go. So first is going to be mortgage, and it's going to get $415. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 410, and 415. Next is going to be our utilities, and it is getting $235. So 100, 200, 220, 230, 235. And since I have new inserts, I went ahead and combined my utilities. I used to have an envelope for like my electric, one for my water. So I decided to just combine it and just call it utilities. So up next is going to be our home warranty, and it's getting 15. So we're going to do a 10 and a 5. Internet is getting 30. So we're going to do a 20 and a 10. I hope everyone's weekend went well. We didn't do much, of course, because of the snow. So we've just been kind of like chilling in the house, not doing very much of anything, catching up on movies, just, cooking and, just family time. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah. Up next is going to be our cell phone bill, and we're going to put 140 in there. So we're going to do 100 and 220s. So that's 100, 120, 140. Up next is going to be our SUV payments, and we're doing $270 in there. So we're going to do these last two $100 bills, a 50 and a 20. So we have 1, 2, 250, 270. Our car insurance is going to get $210. So we're going to do 50, 100, 150, 200, and 10. So total we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1,000, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So $1,050 for our car insurance. And we're ahead a couple of months on this. So I don't believe this is due until I believe March is when our next 3 months are due. Up next is going to be subscriptions, and we're going to put 95 in subscriptions. So I'm going to do a 50, 2 20s, and a 5. So we have 50, 70, 90, and 95. And I did the same thing with subscription since I got the one. I wanted to just get the one insert, and I put all of my subscriptions in there. Okay, up next is going to be trash, and it is getting 15, and this isn't due until March, I believe, as well. That's quarterly, so. All right, so total for trash, we have 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 75, 76, 77, and 78. So that's $78, and I think that bill runs me usually about $96 for every 3 months. So we only owe another $18. So I may take out those $3 bills and just put in like a $20 bill next time. We will see when we do this again, when we stuff our bills again in 2 weeks. So up next is going to be credit cards, and it is getting 305. So 50, 100, 50, 200, 50, 300, and a 5. All right, and that's it for credit cards. And lastly is going to be Apple. Apple is going to get $20. This is for my son's cell phone. And I have to look that up actually, because I got a feeling that I might have paid his phone off this last bill. I haven't gotten like my, email telling me that my bill is ready for like review. So I'm definitely going to check to see, because I think I might have paid that off. So I don't know. But that's going to be it for our bills binder today. Lastly, we're going to go into our personal binder / family binder. And this is where we're going to put the money at for our groceries and our weekly spending. So we're going to put a little bit more in grocery this week. We've already went to the grocery store, and I believe we spent about $150. And I tell you no lie when I say we did not get one piece of meat for the $150 that we spent, which I found very crazy. I told my husband we need to go to the store and just get like a meat haul. So like we need to like put extra money in there, because I want to do like a meat haul. So that way when we go to the store and get groceries, we're getting, fresh fruit and vegetables, those things. And then also I got to get the stuff that the boy likes. He likes to get pizzas and chips and stuff, get all the other little stuff. But when I tell you these groceries are expensive, they are expensive. Like, I cannot believe we spent $150 and did not get any type of meat. Now, we had meat at home, but it's just a thought that, not even a pack of chicken. You know what I'm saying? I think it's wild. So up first, we're going to add some money to grocery, and we're actually putting in $225 in here. And let's see, we got 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 220, and 225. Let's just double check that. All right, there's 225. Gas. I filled my tank up right before the storm, and because they say you need to fill your tank up for whatever reason. And so I did fill my tank up. However, I didn't go anywhere. My husband did start my car a couple of times. He did say that he drove it once, but I really need to go and see how much gas I have. Our kids are going back to school in my district. They're going back to school on Monday. We are on a 2-hour delay, but Mondays and Tuesdays I take my son to school, and on Fridays, and then my husband does the other days. I honestly think we could have probably budgeted less, which we did budget less. We normally budget 160, and I did like $110 for our budget this week, but I'm pretty sure I could have went even lesser than that, considering that I'm not going to be doing a bunch of driving. My husband's going to be doing the driving because he's going back and forth to work. But I work from home, so I don't do a lot of driving. And like I said, on Sunday and Monday nights, not Sunday and Monday nights, but on Monday mornings, I take my son to school. And then Tuesday mornings, I take him to school. And then Wednesday, Thursday, my husband takes him. And then on Fridays, I take him, which it's about a 20-minute drive. But like I said, I didn't use any of my gas last week. So I'm curious to see how much I have. I may go check and see how much I have after I film this video, just in case I want to, pull from gas versus what I'm putting in there. But for now, I'll just leave it. So I did budget 110. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's do 20, 40, 60, 80, 110. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 110. Let's put that in there. And then eating out is still getting $100. And we've already spent some of this because I went and visited my mom Friday actually. And so I stopped and got food. So we're just going to leave the 100 like it needs to be. So we're going to do 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 95, 100. So 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 95, 100. And then we do have $10 left over from last week. And I did film an unstuffing. I have not had the chance to go through and edit it yet. So I don't know if I'm gonna put that out there or not, but I did. So we got 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 5, and 110 going in for eating out. All right, so everything else is going to get skipped. We're going to take the remaining money that we have, and I'm going to just put it in my buffer. And that is going to be to help my son out after I kind of assess where we need to help out at. So let's see what we got left. So we got 50, 100, 50, 200, 220, 240, 260, 280, 300, 320, 340, 360, 380, 390, 400, 410, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 510, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 600, and 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So we have 630. And I'm going to just go ahead and put that in my buffer for now. And then I will adjust. I'm going to wait to see what we need to do after I see what his unemployment checks look like and just kind of go from there. So that is going to be it in our personal binder for today. And that's going to be it for today's video. So just want to say thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate you all for coming along this journey with us, and we will see you guys in the next video. Bye.